Hey, what's up, guys? Back again with another live. It's been a while since I made a live. Well, I made a live not too long ago, but I took it down. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't been consistent with this. I mean, my channel is pretty much complete. I know I told you guys that like a bunch of times. Um, I'm tired. I'm very tired. I don't even want to be doing this right now. And truth be told, I don't even believe y'all even deserve this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But to be honest, I don't even deserve like even trying to give y'all the word of God because I be sinning so much of myself. I really need to get my life together with that. But I hope you guys are too. But I've been having the urge to talk about this topic. Guys sometimes give me the urge to talk about certain topics I already did on this channel. I think I believe it's because he wants me to keep breaking it down to give you more in a more simpler structure. I think that's his goal. But half of the time when I do have the urge are when things come in my head, of different things. I usually don't have time for it. I fall asleep because you guys, I'm doing three different things. I be training for fighting, I be fighting and all that. I'm going pro soon. And then, of course, 9 to 5, you know how that be, self explanatory. I do be making money outside of that a little bit too. So I just kind of be running around a lot. And then, like, my apartment is all the way in a different state, but I work in a different state. Like, because outside of work in that different state, it's, I, yo, my life is all over the freaking place and I'm tired of it. But I'm done venting to y'all. Back to the topic. But yo, look, um, this topic, I want to talk about Satan and his originates because it explains the old earth. Many people do not understand that second verse in Genesis, talking about how the earth wasn't void and all that. When I read these things when I was a child, before, because my mom brought us up, what I'm saying, with her, learning the Bible at home. Like, we don't need to go to a Bible study at a church. We went to church, frequently, but we wasn't like everyday churchgoers like that. We had like a period when we did that, but we never really had like a church home type thing. But I say that to say this: when I would read the Bible on by myself from a little boy, I never ever thought that God created a new earth out of reading the book of Genesis. It was only when I got older to understand how people interpret chapter one. But ever since I was little, I read the second verse and I always thought, okay, this earth that he's making things on was already here. Okay. But if you believe that in the first 7 days he created the heavens and earth, you can believe that. But the second verse made it very clear when he started everything, something was already made. And it was basically like he was remaking something. That's literally what it was. So we're going to go back to that verse. I'm not going to spend all day on it. We got a lot to talk about because we have a lot of comparing to do and how it's relevant for today. So guys, I'm gonna be very direct here. I don't want to waste anyone's time. Guys, this earth is getting destroyed, whether you like it or not. I'm not talking about how soon it is or nothing like that. I'm not a fear monger. Like I said, I do a lot of different things in my life, and I am a bit. I'm very ambitious. I'm very territorial about a lot of stuff I do. I have a lot of goals, and I move forward a lot. I usually don't stay the same too much. I usually like to go for something fresh, for something new. I say all that to say this, guys. I know how it feels living in this world. I'm not trying to slow y'all down. I'm not trying to stop y'all focus from nothing. But this world is going to shit. I'm sorry, forgive my language. I know this is a gospel channel, but this world is going down. And because this is, you know, you're not supposed to feel any way about that. You're supposed to be expecting this. Okay. You know, Jesus is not coming back to the territory that you see in your eyes right now. By the time Jesus comes back, we're looking at a whole different time and place. You know what I'm saying? Guys, what I'm about to talk about in this video, okay, it's going to be things you didn't learn in church. Okay, I know I'm 6 minutes in. You guys are probably getting bored, but I just want to let you guys know, you know what I'm saying, how this is about to go. I'm not about to sugarcoat anything, and some stuff is going to sound a little conspiracy, but I'm using all the scriptures. It's going to be right in your face. Okay. You know, guys, I don't, guys, the whole point of the Bible is for this world to get destroyed and to rebuild a new world and a new heaven. Okay. You can't run away from that. So, guys, we're going to talk about the old earth and the originists of Satan. Let's get it. All right, man. So, my bad. All right, man. So, we read Genesis 1. So it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Then it says, now the earth was formless. So, guys, it gives it to you straight. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Guys, verse 2 is not the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Now the earth was formless and empty. Okay. Let me go to the King James version. I'll hop to a different version when I like have to, but we're just gonna just stay on the King James version. You know what I'm saying? The earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon. Let me turn this down. Sorry. And darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. So, guys, stop right here. Okay. So, guys, what you are looking at is the first thing God started to make was, remember, God called the light day and the darkness night. Remember? So the first instance that you see God start anything is him letting there be light. Before that, we see the setting of the current place he's about to put this in. And this we see the earth was without form and void. So the earth was here. It was just without form and void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the water. So, guys, even before the light, water was here on the earth. Guys, void in Hebrew means judgment, guys. You can go to the Strong Concordance about this. Void in Hebrew means judgment. This means the earth was without form because judgment went upon it. Okay. Now, if you don't know your science, you would know that the water, there's waters on this earth, is older than the sun. Actually, much water on this earth is older than the sun. Okay. So the interesting thing about the earth being without form, that's very uncharacteristic about God, because if you go to Isaiah 45, verse 18, for this is what the Lord God says: He who created the heavens, He is God. He who fashioned it and made the earth, He founded it. He did not create it to be empty, or but formed it to be inhabited. So we know that the state we are looking at in verse 2 is not something God will start with or leave, because the earth, as the verse we just read, was made to be inhabited. So we're going to figure out what happened in this period, and we're going to go to Jeremiah 4 for that. So we go to Jeremiah 4, verse 23. So Jeremiah is a prophet, and he's brought back in a vision of what we just read in Genesis 1. And he is now set when the earth was a void. So he's going to let us know what we're looking at in Genesis 1, verse 2. I beheld the earth, and lo, it was without form and void in the heavens, and they had no light. So guys, if there's no sun and there's waters, you're probably going to get the ice age, guys. That's just something to think about. You know what I'm saying? I beheld the mountains, and lo, they trembled. So he's telling you that he is seeing mountains that tremble, and the hills all moved lightly. I beheld, and lo, there was no man, and all the birds of the heavens were fled. And lo, the fruitful place was a wilderness, and all the cities thereof was broken down at the presence of the Lord and by his fierce anger. So Jeremiah is looking at cities, at broken down cities, in the settings of Revelation 1, verse 2. So this void in Hebrew judgment thing, this is what we're looking at. We go on. For thus has said the Lord, the whole land shall be desolate, yet I will not make a full end. Well, how about that? He creates Adam and Eve. Okay, so guys, you see this right in your face. All right, now we about to figure out what happened. All right, so we're gonna go to Isaiah 14. Yo, I'm so tired. Okay, so this is when we're going to talk about Satan. This is where he comes in. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which weakened the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, and I will sit upon the holy mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pits, that they shall nearly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake nations, that made the world as a wilderness? So we're looking at Satan. Now, as you see that he fell from heaven and he was cut down to the ground. What ground, guys? They're talking about earth. Made the man that made the earth to tremble, the that made the world as a wilderness. Guys, when Adam and Eve came, Satan was already bad. This is talking about when he turned bad. Guys, events was happening before Adam and Eve on this earth. We're going to find out some more interesting things about Satan, which, you know, your church got a few things wrong, guys. So we're going to Ezekiel 28. Okay, so we're going to go to 12. Son of man, take up limitation upon the king of Tyre, and say upon him, that said the Lord, that sealest of the sum and full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. That's how been in the Eden, the garden of God. So he's talking about this king and he's comparing it to Satan, right? So Satan was perfect in beauty and full of wisdom. The sealest sum, the sealest of up the sum. Okay, so we go on. That has been in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was thy covering. Thy workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that was created. Guys, his settings in mountains was created in the Garden of Eden, guys. That's aren't the anointed chariot that was covered. I have set thee so. That was upon the holy mountain of God. That's how to walk up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. That's what's perfect in thy ways from the day that was created. So, guys, what we're looking at is that Satan was created on earth in the Garden of Eden, guys. Your pastors want you to think that Satan came from heaven. No. He was set upon I have set thee so. That was upon the holy mountain of God. Now, the holy mountain of God is Mount Zion, is heavenly Mount Zion. If you know what goes on up there, it's music, guys. You will see this in Revelation 14. The 144,000 who is not from heaven, they was on the holy mountain of God singing, guys, and this was happening with Satan. Okay, now these diamonds, these precious stones, that was his covering. This is representing his priesthood, guys. This is another reason why he was perfect in wisdom. This is what this full of wisdom was used for. He was a priest, okay, and he's also called an anointed cherub. So, guys, a cherub you can see in Ezekiel 1. They also created two cherubs with the Ark of Covenant in the Old Testament around it. They sculptured it around it. But, guys, you can see in the book of Genesis, them guarding the tree of life with flaming swords. So, guys, these are guardian spirits. They guard. They have stations. They have control over. And you see other chariots, and like I said in Ezekiel 1, or you can also go to Ezekiel 10. They're guarding the throne of God, and they're moving with the throne. You know what I'm saying? So that is a chariot is. But on top of that, he's also a priest. Satan is. He also have instruments created within him. So he will use that to go to the holy mountain of God. But guys, he's created on earth. This is why it says that has been in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was thy covering. Okay. And in context, the workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in the day that was created. And then it goes on to say, I have set thee. So that's what's upon the holy mountain of God. So he was set there, but he was created in the context of the Garden of Eden, where everything else he was created with, with like his stones and his music instruments. So if Satan was created on earth, what other type of beings was created on this earth? Y'all want to talk to me about aliens? If Satan was created, he's right now is looking to be the best creation around this time, perfect in beauty, full of wisdom. He's a priest. He's a musician going up to the holy mountain of God. He's a anointed cherub, not just a cherub. He's the anointed one. He's the Messiah cherub. So why do aliens need to come from another planet, guys? This is as alien as it gets. Like, yo, so we're gonna figure out what Satan exactly do. What happened, guys? So it says this is still Ezekiel 28. Now I'm at verse 16. By the multitude of thy merchandise, they have filled the midst of thee with violence. So, guys, a trade war happened. A trade war had happened of some sort, and yeah. That's have sinned, therefore I will cast thee as a profane out of the mountain of God, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. So, guys, the stones of fire, many people will try to compare this to planets, especially a lot of gap theory, people who believes in the gap theory, and that's basically what we're talking about. You can look it up on Google. But they want to say that the stones represents the planets, and the stones of fire are really the planets because of rock and gas, and Satan is walking up between these planets from heaven and earth. And guys, no, so this is not the case at all. Guys, you can just simply go to Revelation 15. The stones of fire is like the sea of glass before the throne. So this is why you will see Jesus, the heavenly Jesus, in Revelation 1. That's why his feet is bronze like that. And this is why the angel that you see in Daniel 10, that's why his legs is bronze like that. I mean, Jesus is definitely black though, but you know what I'm saying, that's the wrong reason to call out if you want to say that Jesus is who he is just because he's Hebrew. Like it's very clear, but whatever. But yeah, that's what you look. That's what the stones of fire is. You know what I'm saying? We go on. Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. That has corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. So, guys, this man was just smelling himself. I mean, God made him perfect in beauty. See, Satan, God created Satan to be a sort of example, and it seems like God created Satan to be something fresh and something new to the current creation that happened. Satan perverted everything that God gave him, and God gave him a lot. So he corrupted his wisdom because of the beauty that he seen when he looked into the mirror. Like, you ever seen Law of Attraction, or think of Law of Attraction? Like, that's literally what happened with Satan. And like, Law of Attraction is very big about making your words and putting it into existence. Well, Satan is trying to do this. He tried to do that in Isaiah 14 with he can be like God. And then he literally got corrupted because of his beauty and the reason of thy brightness. So, he's a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? Narcissist, he's prideful, he's everything. You know what I'm saying? So this is where everything started from this guy. I think Satan was a little gay on the low because, bro, like, how you going to get corrupted by how good you think you look? Like, that's crazy. Yeah, yo, he's probably on the down low, but it's fine. And that's probably was one of his sins too. He was probably looking at one of the male angels, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Satan. Yo, and then it says, I will lay before these kings that they may behold thee. So, guys, when Satan failed, guys, when Satan was cast to the ground, as we're looking at right now, there was current kings around the earth. Okay, this is what we're looking at. Okay, this is what the scriptures is telling you. We go on, that have defiled thy sanctuaries by the multitude of thy iniquities. Guys, this man Satan is wilding. Yo, whatever he was selling, whatever coke, heroin he was selling, this man Satan was using sanctuaries as a front. Like, bro, this man is wild. This man is wild. By the iniquities of thy traffic, therefore I will bring forth a fire from the midst of thee. It will devour thee, and I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all of them that beheld thee. So that's obviously talking about the end times. You can go to Revelation 20 for that. But yeah, he's about to burn everything up. But so that's what we're looking at, guys. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, Satan was basically the ruler of this earth until his fall. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, this is crazy, yo. This is wild. This is wild. But this is just letting you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Who we're dealing with. Okay. So if you've been living under a rock, you understand that Satan has control over this earth again. Okay, so I'm gonna go to a few verses to prove this to you. Now, Paul calls Satan the prince of the power of the air. This is in Ephesians 2, verse 2. Satan is called a prince because he is the ruler. Okay. You can, I believe, in the book of John. You can go to John 12, verse 31. Says that the God of this world will be cast down, or the ruler of this world will be cast out. Okay, so Satan, by Adam eating that apple, Satan became king again. Okay, so this is what we're dealing with, y'all. So you can go to Ephesians chapter 6. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm about to been telling you all the stuff Satan been doing since Adam and Eve. So it reads in Ephesians 6, verse 12, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. So, guys, there is a whole evil spiritual government that's hovering over us. Y'all think I'm lying? Yo, let's go to Daniel 10. Because y'all think I'm playing. Like, y'all think I'm cop out here. But let's go to Daniel 10 real quick. Yo, so it reads, but the prince of the Persian kingdom resisted me 21 days. Now, this is Angel Gabriel talking. This is the same angel that had Daniel fainting, like, oh my God. Like, this is the same terrifying angel. And he's talking about the prince of the Persian kingdom resisting him for 21 days. Let's keep reading. Then Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me because I was detained there for with the king of Persia. So y'all telling me the same man, okay, same angel in Daniel 10 that made all the guards run, that had Daniel fall asleep from fainting because he was so terrified. He had to get Michael the archangel help for the king of Persia. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Because y'all about to peep what's actually going on. Do you know why I have come to you? Soon I will return to fight against the prince of Persia. When I go, the prince of Greece will come. But first, I will tell you what is written in the book of the truth. No one supports me against them except Michael, your prince. Guys, Michael is an archangel, y'all. Gabriel is a powerful angel. Guys, the prince of Greece, the prince of Persia, they're not human, y'all. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is what's going on. Guys, we're in a war. We're in a spiritual war. Okay? Can't run away from it. Guys, those are fallen angels that has control over our earthly leaders. That's what's going on. It's been going on. What Daniel was written with like around 700 BC. So that one, wait, no, I'm tripping. It was around that time. 7 to 600, whatever. But that was written then. So how long ago was the story before it was written? We don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, like, yo, look. Satan, he's the ruler of this earth, y'all. So when we think of music, when we think of TV, when we think of all this other stuff, we got to be careful. Because, guys, whether you like it or not, however you want to make it sound, Satan was originants of entertainment. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff, whether it's movies, whether it's music, whether it's TV shows, whether it's radio, whether whatever it is, whether it's plays, whatever it is, it's all an art. You know, it's all from Satan. It's all from Satan, bro. Like, if it's a very big popular movie, it's probably gonna be from Satan. You know what I'm saying? And guys, look, the black people is being gang stalked from Satan kingdom because we're the chosen people of God, and then y'all just wanna look left and right and roll your eyes and all that, and continue to get killed by these cops and continue to get, you know, side eye by society. Like, y'all want to be slow. Like, y'all want to be retarded. Like, y'all are in a country, you know what I'm saying, that we built this country because we were slaves to these niggas. I'm sorry, my bad. But y'all acting slow. Y'all want to be with the society so bad. Guys, this is a society that is meant to fall. Anything good about America is because we took it from another culture. Other than that, we have no foundation. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything about America, it looks good. You know what I'm saying? I know I know when I was in downtown Cleveland passing out point eights, I know who I was passing it to on their lunch breaks. Yeah, yo. It was look, let me tell y'all a funny story. So I'm in 9 to 5, right? So I'm working in this retail. Now I was a store manager at one point, but look, my boss, my DM, I know for sure he was snorting coke. I knew that for sure. It took me a minute because I'm not thinking about that. I'm not like out here wondering. But through different conversations, through different things he would do with his fingers, through different habits that he had, I was around that like literally my teenage years for real. I seen many different people like him because he was the only people that could afford my stuff. I didn't cook it up. I didn't break it down. I didn't stress the work. I gave it to them pure. And it was at a price that no crackhead fiend could afford. So I seen a lot of people like him before. And my thing is like, yo, like y'all be getting gassed up by the wrong people. Y'all getting gassed up by the same people who wants to keep you in the box, who wants to control you and all that. I don't do that. Yeah, it runs me into some trouble sometimes, and sometimes I get blindsided. But I don't do that, and I don't want anyone that I love to do that. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be themselves. Everyone got bosses. Everyone got higher. It's a hierarchy in every angle of life. I get it, but my first only master is Jesus Christ, God Himself. Other than that, y'all can kick rocks. Nah, I'm playing. But yo, let's get back to this. Yo, Satan is crazy. All right, so Satan right now, he's the king. He's the king of the earth, guys. He's so much the ruler of this earth that Jesus said that He offered Jesus the earth. Let's go to Matthew 4. Like this is crazy. So we go. Then Jesus was led up onto the spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterwards and hungering. And when the temper came to him, he said, "Thus be the Son of God. Command that these stones be made bread." Because, Jesus is able to do that. But Jesus said in answer, "It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God." Then the devil take him up into the holy city and set him on a pinnacle of the temple and said unto him, "Thus be the Son of God. Cast thyself down, for it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone." Jesus said unto him, "It is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God." So Satan is really trying to trip him up. But look, it's so funny because Satan probably don't know exactly who this Jesus is yet. In a way, I don't know, because he's acting crazy. Like Satan is acting stupid. Satan is supposed to be full of wisdom, right? Acting stupid. You look, I had a lot of wise men, but a lot of the wise men on the streets was fiends. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Again, the devil would take him up into an exceeding high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and said unto him, "All these things I will give thee, if thee will fall down and worship me." And Jesus said, "Get away from me, Satan, for it is written, you an idiot." No, I'm playing. For it is written, "Thou shalt worship the Lord God, and him only shalt thou serve." And the devil left him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. So, guys, Satan is literally trying to make deals with his creator, Jesus. Guys, this is, you can't make this stuff up. But guys, this is the man we dealing with, bro. We dealing with a narcissist, bro. We dealing with a narcissist, bro. Bro. So we're gonna kind of fast forward a little bit. So guys, that's what happened in the old earth. Satan, and let's talk about the old earth to the new earth, okay? And let me, so guys, the old earth used to be way different than what we see today. Everything used to be much bigger than what we see today. Okay. How do I explain this, guys? Everything that we see today is like a smaller version of what used to be. So think about a lot of the mountains that you see today. They're like, they're basically chopped off trees. From the, you ever seen like a tree stump when it gets cut off from below? That's what a lot of these mountains are. Because God, in a lot of the verses of the Bible, told these angels to cut off, okay, these trees. Okay. Now, I'm going to get some more in probably another video about that. But this is just to let you know that a lot of things about the earth, physical appearance, have been watered down to us human flesh. So what God was making in the chapter 1, the book of Genesis, he was creating an earth more to please a human flesh, that the highest is going to go is like an average of 6 feet tall. Whereas in the old earth, these beings that was here in the old earth was double our height. Needed double different things. We needed different things. They needed higher trees. It was just different. The earth was completely different. This earth we're looking at is more like a miniature size of what it used to be. So that's one thing that you probably want to consider. So guys, Satan, again, he has a government behind him, and he got hit with the threat in Genesis 3 verse 15 about the seed, and this seed is going to be against your seed, and you're not going to get the rest of my seeds, and all that other stuff. So Satan was like, okay, I got an idea. I'm gonna tell my angels to go into human form and sleep with the daughters of men. So this is what we see in Genesis 6. So guys, remember that Paul said, be careful. Let me actually go to that verse first, because y'all gonna think I'm tripping or something. Like I don't be out here knowing my Bible and all that. You know what I'm saying? Talking to an angel. Okay, this is Hebrews 13 verse 2. Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by doing so some people have shown hospitality to angels without knowing it. Okay. So this can reference to Lot not knowing the people that Abraham brought was angels. Okay, so that could be a little subliminal there that Paul did. But I bring that all to say this is that some fallen angels use that certain way of power, and the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they marry any of them they choose. Okay, so guys, the sons of God in the Old Testament is always going to refer to as angels. Okay, now the New Testament is of New Covenant. That's the only reason why you will ever be called the sons of God. It's because it's referring to the New Covenant in the New Agreement deal when you get saved by Jesus Christ. But that's only going to be in the New Testament. Anything in the Old Testament concerning sons of God is always going to refer to as angels. And this is what they did. They made it with human daughters, okay? And the Nephilims were on the earth in those days and also afterwards, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. Okay. So they created giants. Now you can go to your science and Google whatever. They are clearly finding giant skeletons and all of that. You can go to that yourself. I don't need to convince anyone because you guys are retarded anyway. And guys, half of this stuff, Satan is literally showing this right in your face in movies. Like, he's literally using the times he used to have on this earth and he's putting it into movies. Like the Avatar. I don't know. I can go on and on. King Kong. Any like that stuff was actually happening in his day. But we saw the Nephilims. This is Numbers 13. We saw the Nephilims there. We seem like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we look the same to them. Okay. The people who live there are powerful. The cities are fortified and very large. Okay. So these Nephilims was heroes of old times and stuff like that. Okay, guys, these Nephilims and stuff, these are your Greek god and goddesses, guys. We never said these Nephilims only had to be males. There are children from humans that was created by angels. So a lot of your gods and goddesses are actually these Nephilims that was created. So a lot of Greek history, like, remember, these people was very known in their day. You know what I'm saying? It even goes on to show you the different animes that comes out from the Japanese and all that. Like, they got Attack of the Titans and all that. Like this, like what we're reading about in a lot of other crossers in the world, this is very common to them. Talks of old giants and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But your pastors and all that, they ain't about to teach you this on Sunday in front of like 100 people. This is something they gotta tell you on the fly. Like, when he's like, I don't know, when y'all like, I don't know. But you just ain't about to learn about this. You probably not even gonna learn about this in Bible school, in a Bible study on your Wednesday. So this is what we got, y'all. Dang. So guys, so this is where your demons come from. So guys, when these Nephilims died or when they fade away, okay, this is where your demons came from. because they can't go nowhere. They're not going to hell. These Nephilims wasn't supposed to be created. These demons comes from these Nephilims, and these fallen angels that is controlling your government and stuff. They're trying to find a host for their children, guys. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to sound too conspiracy and all that, but I never get vaccinated. You can forget it. You can forget it. I ain't putting no needle in my arm. I hate that I had to do it when I was a kid for the flu. To me, it's the same thing. If we would have known better, but best believe I don't care what comes out, no needle is coming into this skin. Say what? Like, yo, y'all wildin'. But you know what I'm saying? Someone gives some brown a 0.4s out and they're going to jail for 10 years. But y'all vaccinating these people with I don't know what. The government can do anything. The government I can go on. I could go on, yo. But I'm done talking. Like, I'm really getting tired, yo. Like, it's cool. It's cool. But listen, man. That's your knowledge of today. You know what I'm saying? I hope you stay blessed. You know what I'm saying? All y'all dusty. You know what I'm saying? I love all y'all. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all could take this with some consideration of seriousness, because y'all need to get it together. Like, y'all don't know anything. Like, I'm pretty sure everything I just said is either shocked you or you not really believing it, even though I said every scripture about what I was talking about, or you just don't want to come to grips with it. Whatever it is, it's because y'all retarded. It's like, for you not to want to grasp real truth from the Bible, guys. I don't know what you want in life. Like, what do you want in life? You want to know about your favorite celebrity birthday, the next time they're having their baby, like, or yo, what is important? Your schoolwork, your academic textbook stuff? Like, what's more important than learning about good revelation truth from the Bible that you don't hear often? Guys, like, listen. Satan was formed from his state of being an anointed chariot. If you go to Job 26, Satan was formed into a reptile. Guys, he's a reptilian. Like, guys, a lot of the people on this earth are actually reptiles. Guys, Satan was turned into a snake. Okay? A lot of beings of Satan that turned bad was formed into a reptilian, guys. This is what I'm telling you. Satan was the first sin that happened. He was the first big sin in front of everybody. He was judged in front of everybody. And everyone that followed behind him, I'm telling you, they was formed into snakes too. They didn't stay in their good angel state. Satan didn't. Why would they? Anyone who sinned and fell with Satan became a reptilian, guys. Now, you can take this information into however you like it, but this is a fact. Let me just read the verse before I go, because y'all be thinking I'm lying. Like, let me go to the King James Version. And yeah, y'all need to stick with the King James Version, bro, because I can tell by this other translation. By his spirit, he has garnished the heavens. His hand has formed the crooked serpent. Yeah, I'm gonna end it like that, y'all. But for real, I hope y'all feel me. Be easy.